Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a night so silent, yet so alive. The air is cool and still. Somewhere in the shadows, a faint roar echoes, and yet, deep inside, you feel a calm you cannot explain. Tonight, we journey back thousands of years to a story of courage, faith, and divine protection. This is the story of Daniel in the Lion's Den, a tale that reminds us that even in the darkest hours, light and hope can prevail. Picture a city of gold and stone, rising majestically against the horizon, its towers reaching toward the sky. Babylon grand, bustling, alive with whispers of power, intrigue, and ambition. Among its walls lived Daniel, a man known not just for his wisdom, but for a heart devoted entirely to God. In a city filled with whispers and schemes, he stood firm, a beacon of unwavering faith. Every morning, Daniel knelt by his window, the first rays of sunlight caressing the stone walls. He prayed, not for recognition or favor, but for guidance and strength. The palace around him was alive with movement. Servants bustled, officials whispered, and envoys carried messages of power. Yet in that room, Daniel's heart was calm, his mind steady, his spirit serene. His wisdom did not go unnoticed. King Darius valued him greatly, but envy and jealousy brewed in the hearts of the other officials. They whispered, plotted, and watched, hoping to find a fault, anything that could challenge Daniel's favor in the king's eyes. Yet Daniel remained unchanged. Each prayer, each quiet moment, strengthened him against the storm that was gathering beyond the palace walls. In the quiet of the morning, as the wind rustled through the palace gardens, Daniel reflected. Faith, he whispered to himself, is not shaken by envy, nor dimmed by threat. It is a light that no darkness can extinguish. And with that thought, he rose, ready to face whatever the day might bring. The whispers grew louder, and the jealous officials approached King Darius with a cunning plan. Your Majesty, they said, let us create a decree, one that forbids anyone to pray to any god or man but you for 30 days. Whoever disobeys shall be thrown into the den of lions. The king, flattered and unaware of their intent, signed the law, setting a trap for Daniel. Daniel knew of the decree, yet he did not falter. Each morning, he continued to pray openly by his window, facing Jerusalem, speaking to God with devotion and love. The officials watched, their hearts heavy with envy and anticipation, waiting for the moment when Daniel would be caught. Night fell, but Daniel's resolve did not waver. In the quiet of his chamber, he whispered prayers of courage. I trust in you, Lord. No law of men can take the place of your guidance and protection. My heart is steady, for you are with me. And so, the trap closed, and Daniel was arrested at dawn, taken before the king with heavy hearts and trembling hands. The night was silent, except for the distant echoes of the city settling into darkness. Daniel was brought to the den pit carved from stone, deep and shadowed, its floor scattered with the remnants of previous night's prey. The lions roamed, their eyes glinting in the faint torchlight, muscles rippling under golden fur, teeth gleaming. Daniel's heart did not race with fear. Instead, a serene calm enveloped him, a quiet certainty that he was not alone. The king's voice trembled as he said, May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you. With heavy stones sealing the den, Daniel sat quietly. The roar of the lions echoed, yet his spirit was steady. He bowed his head, whispering a prayer that would carry through the night, a prayer of faith, trust, and peace. The heavy stones fell into place, sealing the den with a final echo. Darkness surrounded Daniel like a gentle cloak. He could feel the earth beneath him, cold and steady. The lions circled, their golden eyes reflecting faint torchlight from above. Yet Daniel's heart remained calm. He breathed slowly, each inhale a reminder of God's nearness. each exhale a surrender of fear. In that moment, he realized that faith could be a light brighter than any torch or fire. The first low growl came from the nearest lion. Its voice was deep, primal. A vibration felt through the stone floor. Daniel did not flinch. He whispered softly, "Lord, guide me through this night. Let your presence surround me, as you always do." And as if hearing him, the lions paused, their movements measured, almost reverent, in the presence of a heart unafraid. Hours passed and Daniel's mind drifted like the river outside his window at home. He thought of his life, the choices he had made, the prayers he had whispered. Each memory became a meditation, a reminder of God's faithfulness in the smallest and largest moments. The roar of the lions became a background hum, a rhythm that joined his prayers, not a threat but a companion to his reflection. He remembered the faces of his friends, his fellow captives in Babylon, the warmth of sunlight on his skin, the fragrance of the palace gardens. These thoughts anchored him, reminding him that no darkness, no fear could separate him from the love and protection of God. He whispered, "Even in the pit, even in the shadows, you are my refuge." The words became a lullaby, gentle and steady, soothing both mind and spirit. As the night deepened, Daniel felt a strange warmth in the air. Though no light pierced the darkness, he sensed a presence beside him, silent, protective, unwavering. It was as if angels walked among the lions, guiding each movement, calming each breath. The creatures, fierce and mighty, lay quietly nearby, a miracle unnoticed by human eyes but felt by the heart that trusted fully. Daniel closed his eyes, imagining the angels surrounding him like a circle of soft fire, not scorching but comforting, their invisible wings shielding him. "Thank you, Lord," he whispered, "for this protection. My faith rests in you alone." In the den, fear could have been overwhelming, but instead, a serene peace filled every corner, wrapping around Daniel as tightly as the stones that confined him. Time became fluid, the minutes stretching into a gentle, endless rhythm. Daniel meditated on courage, not the absence of fear, but the choice to trust even in danger. He reflected on every prayer, every quiet moment of devotion, and realized that his heart had been prepared for this night, this test, this intimate encounter with faith itself. "Faith is the lamp in the darkness," he whispered, his voice barely moving the air. "It is the anchor in the storm, the shield when threats surround us. Even these lions, fierce and powerful, cannot dim the light of your presence in my heart." And with that thought, the fear that might have consumed him melted, replaced with a deep, gentle calm that would carry him through the hours yet to come. The night deepened around Daniel, thick and still. Time seemed suspended, each second stretching like silk through the den. The lions lay quietly, their breathing steady, their golden eyes dimmed by some unseen calm. Daniel's mind drifted gently, reflecting on the day's trials, the choices that had led him here, and the power of a steadfast heart. Though the darkness pressed close, he felt an inner light, a warmth emanating from within. He whispered softly, "Even here, in the heart of danger, you are my shield. Even here, I find your peace." Each word became a thread, weaving a tapestry of courage and trust that wrapped around him like a soft blanket. Daniel's thoughts wandered to his past, to moments of joy and sorrow, to lessons learned in the quiet of prayer. He remembered the city of Jerusalem, the temples, the rivers, and the gardens. He remembered friends and family, and even distant places he had never visited. These memories flowed like gentle water, calming his mind and soothing his spirit. In the stillness, Daniel reflected on faith. Faith, he realized, is not merely a hope for safety. It is a surrender of the heart, a quiet trust that surpasses understanding. "I am never alone," he murmured, Even when surrounded by threats, your presence fills the space around me. The lion's roars seem distant, almost melodic, blending with the rhythm of his thoughts and prayers. As the hours passed, something remarkable unfolded. The lions, fierce and powerful, remained calm, moving with a quiet grace that defied their nature. Daniel sensed a protective presence, a silent miracle, though no one else could see it. Angels, invisible yet palpable, walked among the den, keeping him safe. The roar that might have struck fear into any heart became a gentle background, a rhythm in harmony with Daniel's faith. He closed his eyes, imagining the invisible guardian standing watch. "Thank you, Lord, for being my refuge," he whispered. "Even in this den, your light surrounds me. Even in this night, your peace sustains me." The den, once a place of terror, became a sanctuary of trust and calm. Daniel felt time stretch like a river, flowing slowly, each moment a meditation. He thought of patience, how every trial carries a lesson, and every fear can be transformed into trust. "Patience is faith in motion," he murmured. "It waits, it listens, it trusts without seeing." Each heartbeat became a drum of courage, each breath a song of peace. And so, Daniel rested, not in sleep alone, but in the quiet certainty that no darkness could overcome the light within. The lions lay silently, the den filled with a serene stillness, and Daniel's heart was full, ready to face the dawn that would soon come. Slowly, the first pale light of dawn touched the edges of the den. Soft rays filtered through the cracks, painting the stone walls with a gentle glow. Daniel stirred, feeling the warmth of morning light brush his face. The lions, calm and unthreatening, shifted slightly, but none approached him. He breathed deeply, feeling a serene certainty that the long night had passed safely. He whispered a prayer of gratitude, letting each word flow gently. "Thank you, Lord, for your unwavering protection. You are my shield, my guide, and my refuge." The quiet beauty of the dawn wrapped around him, a reminder that darkness is always followed by light, and fear by peace. King Darius rushed to the den, his heart pounding with both fear and hope. "Daniel," he called, his voice echoing through the quiet morning. A pause, then the calm, steady voice of Daniel answered. "My God sent his angel, and he shut the lions' mouths. I am unharmed." Relief and awe swept over the king, and a joy that filled the palace walls. Daniel stepped out of the den, the lion's golden eyes watching him, serene and unharmed. The warmth of the morning light embraced him, as though the very air celebrated his deliverance. The jealousy of the officials who had plotted against him became their undoing, their schemes unraveling in the face of divine truth. Daniel's faith had prevailed and peace had been restored. As Daniel walked through the palace halls, the people marveled at his courage and unwavering faith. He shared no words of anger, only of gratitude and trust. "Faith," he whispered to the hearts of those who would listen, "is stronger than fear, brighter than the darkest night, and more powerful than any force that seeks to harm us." Even now, as you hear this story, remember that faith works quietly, steadily, like the gentle heartbeat of the world. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the trust that light and hope are always near. And so, Daniel's story ends not with roar or fear, but with peace, trust, and the gentle certainty of God's protection. As you drift into sleep tonight, remember that even when shadows seem large, your heart can be filled with light, hope, and faith. If this journey through Daniel's courage and devotion has inspired you, please subscribe to Lightverse. Let more calming, faith-filled stories guide you into restful nights and peaceful mornings. May your dreams tonight be wrapped in the quiet power of God's love, just as Daniel's heart was surrounded by divine protection. Good night, and may your spirit rest in the light of faith.